Have you ever had that feeling when you're practicing your trumpet that things just feel a little bit harder than they should? Centering on your notes doesn't quite work like you feel like it should. Maybe you're getting a little more tired than you normally are. Well, I'm experiencing that right now. And I have learned the hard way that before I start to assume that something is wrong and I have to dig down and figure out some solution to a problem, there's one thing I can do before all of that that has always made a huge difference in my playing, and that is cleaning my trumpet. So I thought instead of me just cleaning my trumpet and moving on, I would actually record myself when the horn was dirty, record myself again on the same stuff when my horn was clean, and we could kind of figure out together, is there really a big difference between a dirty trumpet and a clean one? Time to clean my trumpets. As I'm doing this cleaning, I thought it'd be kind of fun to share a story with you. A lot of years ago, I had a concert with the Alabama Symphony Orchestra, and I don't remember everything that was on this concert, but I do remember playing Don Juan and playing Bartok Concerto for Orchestra. And in my group, I basically never used an assistant, and so I had to play everything. And throughout the week, things were feeling difficult. I didn't really know why. I thought maybe because I was working out a lot, I was taking some energy away from my chops or something. I don't know. I don't know if you can see that. There's stuff in there. And it kind of culminated in my Friday night concert. Things felt off, really terrible. My endurance wasn't there. My range was cut down by like a third or a fourth or something. I ended up having to take the high B at the end of the Don Juan lyrical solo down an octave because I couldn't really make it happen. I barely got through the upper register passage, the famous one in the Bartok Concerto for Orchestra, and I was really wondering, like, what is happening? Like, this is not normal. So as I was digging in and trying to figure out what pedagogically I was doing wrong, I had the thought, well, what if my trumpet is dirty? What would happen if I cleaned it? So after that series of concerts, I cleaned my trumpet and I went back to work the next week and everything was completely fine. Literally, my only problem was my trumpet was so dirty that I couldn't use my air properly, and what I thought was my career ending was really I just need to take better care of my trumpets. All right. Let's see if we can see anything in here. Let me take this out. I don't know if we'll be able to see any of the... Yeah, there's definitely some stuff floating around inside there. So we got my trumpet all cleaned up here, and it's gonna dry off, and so we're just gonna wait a whole day, and we'll come back tomorrow. So it's the next day, and I got my trumpets all put together. They're all nice and clean, and let's just dive into it. Let's see what the differences are. So I just finished up recording and I am about to edit everything. So I haven't listened back to the tracks, but I can just say based on how it felt, it was just like night and day difference based on what it felt like when it was dirty and when it was clean. I felt this way before where I'm wondering, man, I can't play loud anymore. It feels weird. That seems to be the thing where I notice it the most. And then when I clean it, it's like I get a whole nother dynamic back. That's what it felt like. Let's listen to it and see if that was the case. So I just listened to the recordings and yeah, there's a difference for sure. I would say mostly in evenness of sound. I felt like the Brandt Etude excerpt that I did was much more even after I had cleaned the instrument. The lower register on the flow study kind of had a little bit more meat to it for sure, and it was more even. The Concone Etude that I played felt like it just was easier. It felt like it had this sort of flow to it that the other one didn't. And then I was kind of laughing at the end of Mahler because I felt like, again, when I played it, it felt so good and so easy. And there's definitely, even with the waveform, it's a more even waveform. And it just felt like it had a little bit more intensity. So on the loud end especially, I feel like I get a lot back when I clean my instrument. I'll be honest, I've never really been great about maintaining my instruments, keeping them clean. And so it feels like this happens to me every so often where I'm like, oh, things are so hard. Why does it just not work? And then I clean my instrument and I go, oh, I needed to clean my instrument. Why don't I just take better care of my instrument? And then I fall back into the cycle. So hopefully you can be smarter than I am. And hopefully this will serve as motivation that if you're struggling with things on the trumpet, it might not be you. It might be that your trumpet needs to be cleaned. Let me know down in the comments below if you have something like this for yourself where you know you should be better about it, but for some reason it's hard for you to stay on top of it. And if you want to clean your trumpet, you're motivated to do that, but you don't quite know how, click the video on the screen where you can check out a video I made where I went over how I clean my trumpet. And we will see you in the next video.